गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो,
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 राधा रमण हरि गोविंद 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 बोलो,
गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल 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 बोलो,
राधा रमण हरि गोविंद 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 बोलो,
गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो,
गोविंद बोलो हरि
राधा रमण हरि गोविंद बोलो,
राधा रमण हरि गोविंद बोलो। कृष्ण How much time do you have? What should be?
We have some time. There are a few people who will leave at 5 o'clock or a little after 5. But
Okay.
there are others who can sit here. So.
Okay.
And I think for all the others, we have prasad. So please have prasad and go.
Let us chant Omkar together 3 times. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
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 Guru Brahma,
Guru Brahma,
Guru Vishnu,
Guru Vishnu,
Guru Devo,
Guru Devo,
Maheshwara,
Maheshwara,
Guru Sakshat,
Guru Sakshat,
Parabrahma,
Parabrahma,
Tasmai Shri,
Tasmai Shri,
Gurave Namaha.
Gurave Namaha.
Dhyana Moolam,
Dhyanamoolam,
Guru Murti,
Guru Murti,
Puja Moolam,
Puja Moolam,
Guru Padam,
Guru Padam,
Mantra Moolam,
Mantra Moolam,
Guru Vakyam,
Guru Vakyam,
Moksha Moolam,
Moksha Moolam,
Guru Krapa,
Guru Kripa,
Atmadarshanam,
Atmadarshanam,
Brahmadarshanam,
Brahmadarshanam,
Atmadarshanam,
Atmadarshanam,
Brahmadarshanam,
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 Satyadarshanam,
Satyadarshanam,
Brahmadarshanam,
Brahmadarshanam,
Satyadarshanam,
Satyadarshanam,
Harihi Om,
Hari Om,
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha,
Shri Guru Namaha,
Harihi Om.
Hari Om.
So you open your eyes. My pranams to all Atma Jyotis, divine light of the self. On the occasion of Sri Krishna Janmashtami 2014, I welcome one and all. Since we have roughly about 1 hour time, I just want to outline what we are going to do. In this 1 hour, I'll first explain the significance of Janmashtami celebration for some duration. Then I'll teach one contemplation methodology, contemplation, how to contemplate. Then one meditation, roughly 20 minutes. So that roughly 1 hour. Then there's some people have to go out. Other people can join for bhajan for some time, then prasadam. So this is the schedule for the day. It is traditional. We celebrate Krishna Janmashtami. It's one of the great festivals we celebrate in India. On each festival in India, I have given talks, almost several talks now, more than about 40 talks on, or about 60 talks on various festivals in India. Janmashtami itself, I have given several talks in India. Each festival, no doubt, is an occasion to celebrate. It's an occasion to get together, occasion to feel joyful, occasion to thank God, occasion to offer gratitude to the divine. That's what festivals are. Your Shiva festival, Krishna festival, Ganesha festival, Gauri festival. But what we don't know is these festivals have different dimensions. Each festival in India has 3 different dimensions. They are called Adi Bhautik, Adi Daivik, and Adhyatmik. In English, it means the physical, the metaphysical, and spiritual. There are 3 dimensions to any festival celebration. There are 3 dimensions to any story which you hear in India. Story of Ganesha you hear, story of Shiva you hear, story of Ramayana you hear, story of Mahabharata you hear. Every story is written in 3 dimensions. They are called physical, metaphysical, and spiritual. Adi Bhautik, Adi Daivik, and Adhyatmik. Those who don't understand this tradition of India, they take one dimension and look at life in a linear way. Let us understand these 3 dimensions in the context of Sri Krishna Janmashtami. The physical dimension of Janmashtami is the physical plane, which is the earthly plane. We celebrate the birth of Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna was a historical figure. It's not a mythological figure. Krishna was a historical figure, born about something like must be about 5070 years or 5080 years back before Christ. 5080 from now, it's before Christ. He was born in India, lived in India, and was a major historical figure. There are places where Sri Krishna lived, whether it's Mathura or Dwarka, where excavations have shown the palaces, the places where Krishna lived, and associated events. So Krishna was a historical figure. So this is the physical dimension of Krishna. Okay. Then there is a metaphysical dimension of Krishna. Metaphysical means what is beyond physical. What physical is what we see, metaphysical is what we don't see. This is the domain of gods, domain of divine. Sri Krishna was an incarnation of Vishnu. When we say incarnation or avatar, the higher consciousness comes down to the earth for uplifting the lower consciousness, for helping the humanity and uplifting the lower consciousness. The higher consciousness of Sri Vishnu comes down to earth. This is the second dimension, which is metaphysical. Sri Krishna as the avatar, incarnation of Vishnu on the earthly plane. Third dimension is there, which is actually spiritual. Sri Krishna is our inner self, Atma. As Paramatma, Krishna is also our Atma, inner self. So our three dimensions clear: the physical, the metaphysical, and the spiritual. The physical domain refers to historical Krishna. The metaphysical represents the divine play of Krishna. The spiritual represents the Krishna as our consciousness. Now, which Janmashtami we are celebrating? You must be celebrating Janmashtami for many years now. I'm sure Minnesota people are very, we have a very good satsang groups and you have been celebrating. Now, out of these three Janmashtamis, which Janmashtami you have been celebrating as Janmashtami in all these years?
Physical.
Metaphysical.
Physical, metaphysical. Now we are going to celebrate the third one. The physical Janmashtami is very important for whom? For historians. Okay, it gives us a confidence that Krishna is born. It's not a mythological figure like Robin Hood or somebody, or Phantom or Superman, right? So it's not a product of fantasy. The historical figure gives us the confidence that okay, there was a personality of Sri Krishna who was born genuine. We are not worshipping something fantasy, right? After some time, maybe Superman becomes one of the gods. Okay, like that, Krishna is not like that. He is really was one person who was there, who lived and who created, who has had a significant impact on the Indian history. So this gives a confidence, that genuineness. It's also important that it is important for historians. There was war of Mahabharata. There was so many kingdoms are involved. In fact, a lot of history is forgotten. All the way from Afghanistan, Iran, armies participated in the war called Mahabharata, and Krishna was there. Okay, so actually people call World War and World War I and World War II happened in the 19th century. In reality, World War I happened much before, about 5,080 years back. Lot of part of world history got wiped out because so many people lost their lives. That was the time Krishna was born. So historically, it's a significant event. And why this World War is not mentioned? Because the wars, these wars and history is not written by any Indians actually. Most of the history is written by the Westerners who don't understand the global history. So the World War I was missed out. Actually, now we have faced 3 World Wars, World War II and World War III. So historically, it's important. It's for historians. Now, what about this second, which is metaphysical? For whom it is important? For metaphysical, it is important for the devotees. Okay, you build the temples of Krishna. You build people come together, celebrate, do the puja. Okay, the metaphysical has a religious connotation. A metaphysical is a place celebration, is a religious celebration. Okay, Krishna becomes the center of religion. So there's a puja, there's God, worships, dance, song, music, all around goes. And please understand what is religion is all about. Religion is a support system for evolution of group consciousness. Okay. The history is there for mankind to learn. History is for learning about the mistakes done by humanity and correcting them. That's why it said, those who don't learn from history will end up in repeating it. So the physical is there for learning. The metaphysical is there for group consciousness. Then there is third, which is spiritual. The spiritual Janmashtami is for individual evolution. So these are the 3 dimensions of Janmashtami. Now, since you know number 1, which is historical, you have heard many times. Number 2, which is actually metaphysical, many times you have celebrated. I will not dwell too much of time on that. I will come to the spiritual aspect of Janmashtami celebration. Is that clear? What is spiritual aspect of Janmashtami celebration? Janmashtami is on the day of Ashtami, 8th day. In India, every story which is written in Purana opens up in multiple dimensions. Ashtami stands for 8. The 8 stands for the being, human being, which is made up of 5 elements: the space, the air, the fire, the water, and earth. We call as Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Jala, Prithvi, the 5 elements, and 3 aspects: Manas, Buddhi, Ahankara. So totally together form the 8. It represents the individualized consciousness. 5 elements and 3 aspects: Manas, Buddhi, Ahankara. In this Ashtami day, Ashtami, Krishna is born. Krishna represents the Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness, the day Krishna consciousness is born in you, that is the day Janmashtami is celebrated. The birth of Krishna consciousness in us is the celebration of Janmashtami. So, do we have Krishna consciousness in us? We are not aware of it. As long as we are not aware of it, there's a Kamsa consciousness in us. Okay? Kamsa is uncle of Krishna. Uncle, right? Uncle of Krishna. He imprisons his sister and brother-in-law, Vasudeva and Devaki. Because there is a forewarning or prediction that the 8th child of Devaki will kill Kamsa. In Sanskrit, everything is, the names are chosen in such a way that this indicate qualities. The Kamsa represents, Kam means dukkha, the suffering. One who causes the suffering is called Kamsa. And who causes suffering? Who causes the suffering? If you are thinking of a Kamsa who was there about 5078 years back, it's irrelevant. Okay, it's only for historians to look at. Like Hitler was there about 60 years or 70 years back. It became a textbook matter. This Kamsa is not who is there, was there about that way. The Kamsa is living entity. The Kamsa is the ego consciousness. The individualized ego, which feels I am in so and so, I am the body, I am the mind. This consciousness is the Kamsa consciousness. All our suffering in life, not only for us, for others, is because of the individualized consciousness called ego. Because ego identifies itself with the body, mind, intellect, and associated things. The family, probably, or the name, job, money, power. So it identifies with the material nature, and once you identify the material nature, the material nature itself, it's transitory in nature, transitory, it changes. Our body changes, our mind changes, and our intellect changes. And this change causes the suffering for the individual, and the suffering gets reflected on in and around the people are associated. So any war, any suffering at home or outside is done by this individualized consciousness called ego. This is the Kamsa. And as you are aware, Sri Krishna is born in jail. The jail is the heart of us. Jail is the center, the heart. Our heart is the imprisonment for Krishna as long as the Kamsa consciousness rules powerfully. And Krishna is born when the gatekeepers of this jail are asleep. There is some moment in our life where this ego consciousness and guards of ego consciousness fall asleep momentarily. During that point of time, there is a possibility that child Krishna is born in our heart. The Krishna consciousness is born in our heart. That is the Janmashtami. It is not that the Krishna is not there in the heart. Krishna is there in the form of the Atma, the individualized, the self of all. But the problem is we are not aware of it. As long as we are not aware of it, the birth doesn't happen. Bhagavan or God is there everywhere. The question is, am I aware of that? That awareness of the Krishna consciousness in us is the birth of the divine child in us. Janmashtami really is a celebration at the individual level, the birth of Krishna consciousness in each of our heart. So today, let us focus on the Janmashtami celebration as birth of Krishna consciousness in our heart. Clear? Any questions? So what does mean the birth of Krishna consciousness in our heart? Please tell me. The moment Krishna is born, the Kamsa will try to kill it. And he uses all possible, what I call as a methodology, sending Putani, sending this demon, that demon, okay, sending so many army of people to kill him. What it really means? The ego is actually, ego is the one which identifies itself with the body consciousness. It denies the higher consciousness in whatever way. We worship God, okay? We worship God, we go to the temple. But visualize God in your heart. Somehow it doesn't fit in, idea of it doesn't fit in. Okay? It is God is very comfortable being somewhere else. Why? God in temple is much more comfortable than God in your kitchen. God in puja room is much more comfortable than God in bedroom. God elsewhere is more comfortable than the God inside. Somehow we feel that this body-mind complex, this me, is such a stupid idiot. We know inside, deep inside. How can be God? We can conceptualize or visualize God inside. That becomes very difficult. We feel much more comfort and finding God outside somewhere. And God in 7th and 8th heaven somewhere. It's much more comfortable concept than the God inside. This comes up. Trying to push the God away as far as possible. The clarity that God is in you. You are a part of the God. You are one with the God. The Atma is a part of Paramatma. Mamai Vamsha Sambhuta Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. All living beings are nothing but my part and parcel of me. That concept sinking in is Krishna consciousness. That realization of that is Krishna consciousness. Now please tell me, what happens to you if that Krishna consciousness is born into your life? What difference does it make to you? Will it make any difference? What way?
I think the inner energy and Atma is awakened.
Yeah, but then what happened to you?
Your whole thinking changes.
What way?
You start putting everything in perspective on this materialistic life and all that.
Your perspective of life changes. The whole way you look at life changes. Okay? Your view of life changes. Let me give you some simple example rather than making it more complicated. Suppose you are a devotee of Krishna. You are very comfortable going to the temple and offering coconut and puja and coming back home and eating prasadam. One day Sri Krishna is very pleased with you. Such a devotee. Okay? He decides come and sit in your kitchen. Then how will you cook? Will your cooking changes if somebody is sitting and watching there? Huh? right? To make it more, because Krishna is still a little bit in figure. Let me make it Prime Minister Modi ji. Okay, Modi ji, as long as in Parliament, Parliament is fine. Let us say Modi ji is a close friend. It comes and sits at your home. Then how you will run the house? You'll be running in full alertness and awareness. Your life will change. Huh? Now, why your life is not changed? Because the Krishna consciousness is not so clear in your heart. The Krishna is somewhere far off in Vrindavan dancing with Gopikas, I don't know. Okay? Somewhere historical figure, or somewhere sitting in the temple. The moment he sits in the heart of the temple of your heart, the whole new way of thinking opens up. That is Janmashtami. So, let us pray for birth of Krishna consciousness, the birth of divine child Krishna in our heart on this occasion of celebration of Janmashtami. What does Krishna consciousness mean? Let us contemplate some time. What is the consciousness of Krishna? Can we see consciousness? But we can see the actual consciousness. Right? Depending on the quality of consciousness, the thoughts, words, and action changes. A lower consciousness leads to damaging actions. A higher consciousness leads to universally uplifting actions. Look at the life of Krishna to understand Krishna consciousness. Right from the birth all the way to death, Sri Krishna faced obstacles. There was not a single day his life was not threatened. At that time, India had lot of lot of rulers who were plotting to kill Krishna. Every day, other day, the murder attempts are there on his life. This happened from all the way from birth to till death. How a person who is living in the constant threat of death, constant threat of assassination, how will a person live? A normal person will live in clinging in fear. A person will live in hating, cursing others. Throughout Krishna's life, there were many enemies who were trying to kill Krishna, but Krishna had no enemies. For Krishna, there were no enemies at all. Ajata Shatru. When somebody tried to kill him, he momentarily acted in response to that, rather than living in hatred and fear of somebody. A consciousness which doesn't see enmity, consciousness sees with equanimity. That's Krishna consciousness. Throughout his lifetime, in spite of the fearful situations, in spite of life-threatening situations, smile on the face of Krishna never faded. Always smiling. The smile represents the flowering heart. The smile is the response to life. Eternally smiling face of Krishna represents the beautiful heart. heart at peace in spite of external condition. So this is beautifully told by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita itself. Dukeshu anvignamana, sukeshu vigataspраha, vitaraga bhayakrodha, stitadi munivruchyate. The enlightened one is not depressed in circumstances involving dukkha, which means suffering. Suffering doesn't depress an enlightened one. Sukeshu, that's joyful situations, the person doesn't get elated. Vita raga, attraction and repulsion doesn't exist. Bhaya krodha, fear and anger doesn't exist. Okay. A life of equanimity is what Krishna lived, and his life became the teaching. We think that Bhagavad Gita is a teaching of Krishna. Actual real teaching of Krishna is his life itself. Throughout his life, he lived in an equanimous way. That is the Krishna consciousness. And when the Krishna consciousness is born in us, that enlightened consciousness will have some of these qualities in our life. Krishna was a fearless one. Krishna was a smiling one. Krishna was a great lover. Krishna was a great friend. Krishna was a great politician. Krishna was a great musician. Krishna was a great actor. He was a great friend. He was a great warrior. And he was a great teacher. All these qualities do not fit into one person actually. There are multiple personalities. In today's world, there are multiple personality disorder we can call. Each of them are very, very different. A lover and a warrior, they are different phases. But Krishna took each of these depending on the circumstance, but he's never stuck to any role, any model. He has multi-dimensional. At the same time, he is none of this. That's Atma. Krishna also was a great servant, great service. When Rajasuya Yaga was conducted, it was Krishna who stood at the door to wash the feet of people who came for their function. It was Krishna who nurtured the horses and became the driver, charioteer of Arjuna. Any role he plays well. And he is not identified with any role. So this is the Krishna consciousness. The more we understand Krishna consciousness, the more we can imbibe some of the qualities of Krishna in our life. That's Krishna consciousness. A higher consciousness, how it behaves in various circumstances and situations, it can be learned through Krishna consciousness. So let us pray, let us meditate for birth of that consciousness in our life. Pray. The day it is born in our life is the Janmashtami for us. Till that is born, as a reminder, we'll celebrate Janmashtami every day. I don't know whether it's born in your life already. Then if it is born, that is the Janmashtami day for you. If it is not born, we should not lose track of that possibility. That's why we celebrate Janmashtami on today, which is actually Adibodhi, physical. As a reminder to metaphysical, as a reminder to spiritual. So wish all of you birth of Sri Krishna, birth of Janmashtami in your life. That is Janmashtami. So let us do a small contemplation and meditation. How much time we have?
4:59 now.
4:59. How much time we have for meditation contemplation?
We don't have to leave at 5 o'clock. We are leaving only at 5:40, but that's only okay.
5:40.
I may leave at 5.
It's no problem.
What is
Okay.
I have. I said I may.
You may.
I may. I use the correct term.
The restroom? Yeah. On the right. First floor.
Huh? Sorry? Nowadays, yes.
So, on the occasion of Janmashtami, I will teach a contemplation practice. Traditionally, during Janmashtami, we chant Vishnu Sahasranama. The 1,000 names of Vishnu. Okay. Vishwam, Vishnu, Vashatkaro, Bhuta, Bhavya, Bhavat Prabhu, Bhuta Krat, Bhuta Bhavo, Bhutatma, Bhuta Bhavana, Bhutatma, Paramatma, Cha, Muktanam, Paramagati. Like that, 1,000 names are chanted. There are similarly people chant Lalita Sahasranama on some occasion, Shiva Sahasranama on some occasion. Vishnu Sahasranama is typically chanted on the occasion Janmashtami. Most of the people chant, that is actually chanting belongs to the category of metaphysical activity. Physical, metaphysical and spiritual. Metaphysical practice involves chanting. Now I teach you the counterpart of that, spiritual aspect of chanting. The chanting as a metaphysical activity brings a good vibration in the environment, brings a harmony, brings the joy, brings camaraderie in the people gathering. The spiritual aspect of that, the contemplation on each of the name Vishnu Sahasranama lead to deep inner purification. The mind becomes purified so that the divine consciousness can be born within us. Our mind has become polluted because of the likes and dislikes, the joys, the fears, the hatred, the anxiety, the craving, and the suffering which we come across in life. These have left impressions in us, and these are called vasanas. Vasana shuddhi or purification of the vasana can happen when you chant God's name and, more importantly, contemplate on God's name. So we'll teach a method of contemplating on one name of Vishnu Sahasranama. The methodology applies to all other names, but we can't spend so much of time. So just teach one name, we'll take up and contemplate on that name. So is the purpose of chanting God's name is clear? When you chant the God's name, the environment gets purified. When you contemplate on God's name, your heart gets purified. So the focus is on purification of inner self, to be recipient of the divine qualities. That is contemplation. Okay. When we contemplate, we have to engage both aspects of personality, the left brain and the right brain. The left brain and the right brain. Left brain is used for engage for thinking, and right brain is engaged for visualization. Okay. Any spiritual practice should involve your full being. A part of the being won't work. You cannot offer part of you to God. A contemplation involves both left brain and right brain. I'll guide you through the contemplation process. You can close your eyes. Sit in a meditative posture. Repeat with me when I say name. Vishwam
Vishwam
Vishnu
Vishnu
Vashatkaro
Vashatkaro
Bhuta
Bhuta
Bhavya
Bhavya
Bhavat Prabhu
Bhavat Prabhu
Bhuta
Bhuta
Kradbhuta
Kradbhuta
Bhavo.
Bhavo.
So these are names of Vishnu. Let us take the first name Vishwam. Okay. I'll just contemplate. You can mentally visualize what I'm teaching. Listen carefully. Vishwam means the universe. Whatever you see as the universe consists of the living and non-living, the moving and non-moving, sthira and chara, chetana, achetana. The Vishwa, the universe, consists of the earth, the stars, planets, galaxy, the solar system, and everything within the physical dimension of the world. Vishwa is the universe. Looking back closer to the earth, we have mountain, valleys, the space, the wind, the fire, the water, earth. There are living beings of various kinds. When I speak something, just try to visualize all these to the best of your ability. The Vishwa consists of the stars. They visualize all the stars, the planets, the galaxy, the vast expanse of space. Visualize the great mountains, visualize the deep valleys, visualize the mighty rivers, forests, the living beings in sea, the fish, the amphibians, the animals in the forest, the birds in the sky, human beings of various races in different continents, the masculine and feminine, the five elements of nature, the vast space, the mighty wind, the fire in the form of light, the flowing water, and also the earth. Everything is Vishnu manifest as the Vishwam. Vishnu is the consciousness, the universal consciousness. Universal consciousness manifest as the Vishwam is what we see and experience. Consciousness is more than just the universe. Universe is just a part, manifestation of consciousness. Pado asya vishwa bhutani, a small part of the universe. Small part as the universe is part of consciousness. Consciousness is much more than this whole universe. You can understand this with the analogy of gold. Gold is formless. Gold is made into a ring, a chain, a necklace. Gold is made into various ornaments. Obviously, we have a golden necklace, we have a golden chain, we have a golden earring. But gold is there in all of these, but gold is more than these. Similarly, the Lord Vishnu is present in every aspect of creation, every aspect of living and non-living, every aspect of moving and non-moving. If you understand this, we will develop the sacred, holy attitude towards creation. Creation is the manifestation of the Creator, Vishnu. The creation cannot be separate from the Creator. The creation is the part of Creator. Creation is the Creator, but Creator is much more than the creation. Let us respect Vishnu in the form of Vishwa. The whole universe is the sacred manifestation of the divine. That's why we respect rivers. That's why we respect oceans. That's why we respect stones. In each of these, we see the divine manifest. When we develop the attitude of holiness and sacredness for every aspect of our creation, our life becomes purified. Our life becomes holy. Just become aware of your breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. Gently breathe in, gently breathe out. Deep breathe in, deep breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Gently focus your awareness at the center of the forehead where you put kumkum or tika. Become aware of the space between two eyebrows. You may possibly look upwards slightly without hurting your eyes to focus on the center between the two eyebrows. Gently become aware of this gentle vibration in that center. You may feel small pulsing sensation, a gentle pull. Become aware of that gentle pull. Gradually shift that awareness to the top of your head, the center of your head, called Sahasrara. You may notice that there is a small gentle pull and vibration at the top of the head. Become aware of that vibration. Become aware of that simple, gentle pulsation. This pulsation is the bubbling pranic energy in you, the source of energy, source of life energy. You can feel as gentle bubbling of energy at the top of the head. You are nothing but that life energy, pranic energy, which is bubbling. You can feel it as a bubbling energy at the top of the head. That bubbling energy is the life prana. That is the gift of Narayana, Vishnu to us, life form, prana. Prana is one with Vishnu. Now gently become aware of all objects in the universe as I start naming, visualize, and connect your pranic energy at the top of the head with that object. Become aware of the sun. Feel connected at the top of the head with the sun. Become one with the pranic energy, bubbling pranic energy in the sun. You are one with the sun. Visualize the moon. Connect your pranic energy with the energy from the moon. You are one with the moon. Visualize the stars, planets, and galaxies. Everything bubbling with the divine pranic energy. Connect with that ocean of energy bubbling at the top of the head. You are a part of this mighty ocean of pranic energy, the divine flow. This is actually called Ganga, the heavenly river. Ganga is born at the feet of Vishnu, Vishnu Pada Samudbhavam. Become one with that pranic energy flow. Become aware of the mighty mountains on the earth. Become aware of the pranic energy in the mountains. Connect with that energy. Become aware of the deep valleys. Connect with that deep valleys. Become aware of the mighty forests. Connect with the pulsing energy of the forests. Become aware of the energy of living beings in the ocean. Become aware of the energy in the mighty ocean. Connect with that energy. Become one with the ocean. Connect with the living beings in the forest, sky and sea become one with the energy of living beings. Look at the people from different nationalities. Each of them are bubbling with the divine energy. Connect with that energy. Connect with the energy of the space. Connect with the energy of wind. Connect with the energy of light. Connect with the energy of water. Connect with the energy of earth. Vishnu, the Lord Vishnu, is all pervading energy in this whole of the universe. Merge with that Lord. Become one with the Lord. Experience the deep, expanding love you feel for the whole of creation. The love bubbling in your heart for the whole of the creation of the Lord. The love bubbles in our heart when we experience the creation. That is called devotion, bhakti. Seeing the Creator in every aspect of creation is called devotion. Respect and honor for life is called devotion. Respect and honor for every aspect of creation is devotion. May your heart be filled with the divine love. May you experience the divine devotion, divine love, overflowing love of the divine. The love of divine is called Lakshmi, Mother. May all of you experience the Mother in your heart. Vishwam means all this creation is manifestation of Lord Bhagavan. Creation is not separate from Lord, but creation itself is not Lord. Creation is a part of the Lord. Respecting creation as the Lord, as a representation of Lord, is divine love. Feel that peace of being connected to the existence. May all of you experience the divine love, the divine connection with Vishnu on the occasion of this Janmashtami. Repeat with me. Tvameva mata,
Tvameva mata,
Pita tvameva,
Pita tvameva,
Tvameva bandhuscha,
Tvameva bandhuscha,
Sakha tvameva,
Sakha tvameva,
Tvameva vidya,
Tvameva vidya,
Dravinam tvameva,
Dravinam tvameva,
Tvameva deva,
Tvameva deva,
Mama deva deva,
Mama deva deva,
Kayena vacha,
Kayena vacha,
Manasendrivya,
Manasendriya,
Buddhyatmana va,
Buddhyatmana va,
Prakritir Swabhava,
Prakrite Svabhava,
Karomi Yadyat,
Karomi Yadyat,
Sakalam Parasmai,
Sakalam Parasmai,
Narayaneti,
Narayaneti,
Samarpayami,
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 Kayena vacha,
Kayena vacha,
Manasendrivya,
Manasendriya,
Buddhyatmana va,
Buddhyatmana va,
Prakritir Swabhava,
Prakrite Svabhava,
Karomi Yadyat,
Karomi Yadyat,
Sakalam Parasmai,
Sakalam Parasmai,
Narayaneti,
Narayaneti,
Samarpayami,
Samarpayami,
Harihi Om,
Hari Om,
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha,
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha,
Harihi Om,
Hari Om.
Slowly open your eyes. Any questions? Anybody want to say something?
I opened my eyes fast.
Good.
Couldn't open it slowly.
Good. Do you understand the method of contemplation? Chanting of Vishnu Sahasranama, Lalita Sahasranama has become mechanical practice. It is more than just chanting. It is associated with contemplation also is there. There is just contemplation of one mantra of Vishnu Sahasranama. So it took that itself takes 45, around half an hour to 45 minutes. So similarly, you can contemplate on each mantra of Vishnu Sahasranama about 1,000 hours. You can contemplate, and each aspect of the divinity you can contemplate deep, involving visualization and understanding. That purifies the inner being. So did somebody find what's your experience? You want to?
It was wonderful.
Do you feel that connection? See, actually deep inside we are connected to the whole universe. Every aspect of creation we are connected. Okay, that connection we have to become aware. So these 1,000 names of Vishnu are designed in such a way that every aspect of divinity you become aware of that. The God cannot hide from you. It's very difficult to escape. So this is one teaching for the Janmashtami day. Is it clear? This is called contemplation. Now let us go for meditation. So you want to get up and walk around and sit back, you can do that. 5 minutes break.
After the contemplation, I just want to go into meditation.
Yeah.
It's very it clears the debris out of your mind.
Yes.
To do that.
Yes.
And you can go straight in.
Yes.
And I haven't really ever experienced this type of teaching with Krishna in the non-dual aspect. I've always thought of Krishna as being the dualistic, devotional aspect.
Yeah.
So this is wonderful to see.
Actually, the people focus on the physical and metaphysical. The spiritual teaching cannot be done in such a large gathering. It can be done only for a group of people who are more advanced. The contemplation practice has become much deeper and deeper. It can get into much more deeper level of understanding. There are 1,000 names actually. This 1,000 name becomes not 1,000, thousands of names actually. You can spend years together on this contemplation.
We were just studying this Yoga Vasishta out, where the part of the Yoga Vasishta talking about the creation aspect today. So it was really in sync with our studies, all right? Right? What we were doing today?
Yes. So only thing is, there's a difference between study, contemplation, and meditation. The study is objective in nature. Contemplation is internalization of the study. Meditation is getting out of the study.
Yeah. Exactly.
So the study is required to understand. Contemplation is required to purify. Meditation is required to drop.
Right.
Right? like that. All the three are required.
That's true. We're gonna do, I guess, a short meditation, 20 minutes.
It's about 20-25 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, no. But I love you. It's for the wedding reception. You should. They have to go to a wedding reception.
Yeah, we can go maybe those want to, because
This is 25 minutes.
yeah, 25 minutes obviously. Those want to leave early, we can leave.
Go around here.
So we start.
Review.
Come here. Good.
So you can spend about 20 minutes in meditation. Now let me understand, what is meditation?
To free of ourselves from any thoughts.
Why should we be free of any thoughts?
So the mind can focus on the thought which you may want to focus.
Why do you want to do that?
Otherwise, mind keeps on wandering.
This is the purpose of meditation, to make the mind focused.
It could be.
Anybody else?
To awaken that awareness which is not dependent upon the mind.
To go beyond the mind.
Yes.
Okay. To mind, my meditation is the process of going beyond the mind. Okay. What is beyond the mind? Beyond the mind is awareness. The Creator, God, Krishna consciousness is the awareness in all of us. The world is the creation, is appearance in awareness. The thought is the connection between my awareness and the world, the mind. World is also a part of the mind. Thoughts about the world is the connection which I make. The contemplation practice corrects the thought, corrects my connection to the world. My wrong understanding of the world is corrected through contemplation practice. The wrong understanding of the world leads to impurity of the mind. Mind becomes impure because of wrong understanding of the world. That's called vasana. The contemplation practice which I taught, and series of contemplation practices are there, they will purify the mind so that we have a right understanding of the world and the self. The meditation practice is dropping the mind, dropping the world, and going back to awareness. Awareness in us is the Atma, the self. That is the Creator, that's the God. That is the sacred space in us. To go back to the Creator is called meditation. Many of the people have a concept, you go back to the Creator once you're dead. That is not going back to the Creator. That is going back to intermediate planets, places called heaven or hell. Going back to the creator can happen only in the human body. When you are alive, you can go back to your source of your life, source of your existence, the source of the creation. That process is called meditation.
Is awareness to the creator, mind is not involved in that?
No.
What is involved in that?
Awareness itself. Awareness identified with the mind becomes the ego. Okay. Awareness is an independent faculty. It's an independent existence. Awareness reflects on the mind, and mind also gets some qualities of awareness. Mind is the reflecting surface. Then the awareness identifies with that when it becomes the ego. It has its own life form. Now you become awareness becomes free from the creation, which is actually thought process. Then what is there is pure awareness, that is called God. Then you are a part of the God, you are one with the God, that is meditation. Meditation purpose is not to focus the mind. There are side effects. Stress relief and peace and all those things are side effects. The primary purpose of meditation is go back to the source of our life. Okay. So there are three aspects: that, this, and I. Tat, idam, aham. That, tat, this, idam, I, aham. So these three are the subject matter of teaching of Upanishad. Only three: this, that, and aham. The whole Upanishad teaching is centered around these three. Tat is the supreme consciousness. Idam is the universe. Aham is me. Is it clear? The relationship between aham and idam, I and this, is rectified through contemplation. Aham and idam, I and this, has to be corrected through contemplation. The relationship between I and this, that, aham and tat, has to be corrected through meditation. So these are told in three Upanishad Vakyas. Sarvam khalu idam brahma. All this, what you see, the sky, the space, earth, the universe, what you see, is nothing but supreme reality manifest. The divine, the sacred. But our eyes are not sacred. Our eyes are polluted through the mind. We don't see sacred, we see the distortion. We see the pollution which is in our mind. This can be corrected through contemplation. Aham and idam. Sarvam khalu ida Brahma. Please understand, the divine is in front of you, behind you, above you, and behind, within you. The divine in front of you, you can correct only through contemplation. Understand, through contemplation. Okay. Sarvam khalu ida Brahma. To understand that is the contemplation practice. I am Atma. The myself is Brahman. I am supreme reality. This is actually contemplation for correcting my own nature with Brahman. The second contemplation is correcting myself, my relationship with that. To correct that, there is a contemplation required. That's called I am Atma Brahma. The realization is Aham Brahmasmi. I am one with Brahman. I am the supreme reality. That is called meditation. These three aspects of our spiritual practices. Yep. So let us now do meditation. Sit in a meditative posture. Become aware of different sounds. In and around. There are gentle sounds. There are subtle sounds. There are grosser sounds. Become aware of different sounds. This is the physical space, Bhutakasha. Become aware of the subtle sounds in Bhutakasha. Become aware of your left leg. Experience the muscle, the skin. Become aware of your right leg. Tighten your left leg. Tight, 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 tight. Relax. Relax your left leg. Tighten your right leg. Tight, 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 tight. Relax. Your left leg is relaxed and your right leg is relaxed. Just notice any difference between left leg and right leg. Relax both of your legs. Tighten your left hand. Tight, 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 tight. Relax. Tighten your right hand. Tight, 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 tight. Relax. Tighten your stomach. Tight, 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 tight. Relax. Tighten your chest. Tight, 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 tight. Relax. Your left hand is deeply relaxed. Your right hand is deeply relaxed. Your stomach is deeply relaxed. Your chest is deeply relaxed. Your face is deeply relaxed. Your back is deeply relaxed. Your whole body is deeply relaxed. Every cell of your body is deeply relaxed. Gently become aware of your breathing pattern. The breath moves inwards and outwards, in and out, in and out. In and out, in and out. The breath passes gently between in breath and out breath. Between out breath and in breath, there's a gap, there's a pause. You may notice that as you become aware of the breath is slowing down. When the breath is slowing down, the mind is also slowing down. Thoughts also reduce because mind and breath are related like two wings of the bird. Mind slows down, the breath slows down. Breath slows down, the mind slows down. Mind is nothing but thoughts. Thoughts reduce.
Call from Janmashtami. Call from Janmashtami. Call from Janmashtami. Call from Janmashtami.
The mind is silent. The breath is slow. You are the awareness of the mind. Stay with the understanding that I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect. I am pure awareness. Pure awareness is Brahman, the Supreme Consciousness. I am one with that Supreme Consciousness. That Supreme Consciousness is Krishna, Narayana, Brahman. Gently shift your awareness to the top of the head. Stay there. If any thought comes and goes, just let it go. Let your awareness be on the top of the head. Pulsation. Stay with the understanding that I am not the body, mind, or intellect. I am pure consciousness. I am of the nature of Supreme Reality. Asato ma Sadgamaya Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let there be peace throughout the universe. Let all living beings in land, sea, forest, and sky have peace. Lokaha samastaha Sukhino bhavantu. Lokaha samastaha Sukhino bhavantu. Lokaha samastaha
Loka samasta
Sukhino Bhavantu.
sukhino bhavantu.
Harihi Om.
Harihi Om.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Shri Gurubhyo Namah.
Harihi Om.
Harihi Om.
You can repeat with me. On this occasion
On this occasion
of Shri Krishna Janmashtami,
of Shri Krishna Janmashtami,
we pray
we pray
to Lord
to Lord
to grant us
to grant us
the divine
the divine
consciousness.
consciousness.
We pray for
We pray for
birth of
birth of
the divine child
the divine child
Krishna
Krishna
in our heart.
in our heart.
We pray for
We pray for
the strength,
the strength,
the physical,
the physical,
the psychological,
the psychological,
the material
the material,
for
for
our welfare,
our welfare,
health,
health,
wealth,
wealth,
and
and
service
service
to the society.
to society.
May we see
May we see
the divine
the divine,
all aspect of creation,
all aspects of creation,
living,
living,
non-living,
non-living,
moving,
moving,
non-moving,
non-moving,
animals,
animals,
birds,
birds,
plants,
plants,
forest,
forests,
tree,
tree,
river,
river,
mountain,
mountain,
valley,
and
human beings
human beings,
of all races,
all races,
all animals.
all animals.
May our life
May our life
be filled
be filled
with the divine
with the divine
Krishna consciousness.
Krishna consciousness.
Open the eyes. Any questions? Anybody wants to sing bhajans?
Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha, Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha,
Ganesha Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha,
Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha,
Ganesha Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha,
Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha,
Ganesha Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha,
Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha,
Ganesha Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha,
Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha,
Ganesha Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha,
Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha,
Ganesha Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha,
Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha, Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha, Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha,
Ganesha Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha,
Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha,
Ganesha Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha,
Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha,
Ganesha Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha,
Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha,
Ganesha Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha,
Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha,
Ganesha Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha,
Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha,
Ganesha Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha,
Ganesha Sharanam, Sharanam Ganesha,
Ganesha Sharanam Sharanam Ganesha,
Ganesha Sharanam,
शरणं गणेशम् Murali Krishna, Mukunda Krishna, Mohana Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Murali Krishna, Mukunda Krishna, Mohana Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Gopi Krishna, Gopala Krishna, Gopala Janadara Krishna Krishna. Gopi Krishna, Gopala Krishna, Gopala Janadara Krishna Krishna. Radha Krishna, Bala Krishna, Rasa Viloda Krishna Krishna. Radha Krishna, Bala Krishna, Rasa Viloda Krishna Krishna. Shirdi Krishna, Bhakti Krishna, Shiva Pava Yogi Krishna Krishna. Shirdi Krishna, Bhakti Krishna, Shiva Pava Yogi Krishna Krishna. Murali Krishna, Mukunda Krishna, Mohana Krishna, Krishna Krishna. कृष्ण जिनका नाम है गोकुल जिनका धाम है ऐसे श्री भगवान को बारंबार प्रणाम है ऐसे श्री भगवान को बारंबार प्रणाम है कृष्ण जिनका नाम है गोकुल उनका धाम है ऐसे श्री भगवान को बारंबार प्रणाम है ऐसे श्री भगवान को बारंबार प्रणाम। यशोदा जिनके मैया है नंद जी बापैया है यशोदा जिनकी मैया है नंद जी बापैया है ऐसे श्री गोपाल को बारंबार प्रणाम है ऐसे श्री गोपाल को बारंबार प्रणाम है कृष्ण जिनका नाम है गोकुल जिनका धाम है ऐसे श्री भगवान को बारंबार प्रणाम है ऐसे श्री भगवान को बारंबार प्रणाम। लोट लोट दधि माखन खायो ग्वाल बाल संग धेनु चरायो लूट लूट कर माखन खायो ग्वाल बाल संग धेनु चरायो ऐसे श्री गोपाल को बारंबार प्रणाम है ऐसे श्री गोपाल को बारंबार प्रणाम है कृष्ण जिनका नाम है गोकुल जिनका धाम है ऐसे श्री भगवान को बारंबार प्रणाम है बारंबार प्रणाम है बारंबार
Call from Matthew Bird.
Hello? Yeah, this is Kayla. Uh-huh.
I had one question.
Mhm.
So pardon my ignorance, but
Sure.
so while doing the meditation, we were
Yeah.
saying be aware of your left hand, left foot, etc. So when we talk about awareness, doesn't mind come into picture?
See, the mind and awareness, you have to know the relationship.
I'm sorry.
You have to know the relationship between mind and awareness. Everything in the universe is consciousness only. The consciousness is the substratum of the universe. So when I see you, I have object consciousness. Okay. Myself, I have individualized consciousness. I see the plant. There is the plant consciousness. All that is there is nothing but consciousness. The individualized consciousness is actually the mind. That individualized consciousness feels separate from the totality of the consciousness in that role. The moment it feels the separation, there are a lot of thoughts. The mind becomes the bundle of thoughts. Okay. So what does the mind consist of? A set of thoughts. Okay, and it utilizes the brain and nervous system and the body for operation. The consciousness reflected on this object, which is nervous system, which is the fine property of reflection, becomes the reflected consciousness. Like sunlight reflects on the mirror also has the properties of sunlight. So the mind also gets the property of awareness, but it's not its own nature. It's the reflected nature. Okay, it's a reflected consciousness. So you feel our body is alive. The body has no aliveness. It's a matter of matter. That gets alive because of the reflection of consciousness in that, to some degree. It becomes animated. Okay. Now, this animated consciousness feels the independence. I am separate. And the consciousness identifies with that reflection and says, I am so and so. It's like you identified with the image. You means consciousness, awareness. Because the image is very close to you. You can't distinguish between the image and yourself. The reflecting surface is very clear. Right? So sometimes we stand in front of the mirror. Right? So there's the image there, but we are so close to the mirror that that's me. On the mirror, what is there in me? So that identification happens. So that identification is called what is called beginning of ignorance, avidya. And that leads to a series of erroneous actions called in the operation.
He's trying to get something. He's trying to get something underneath. Yeah. Ball.
So you have to understand there are two awareness you have to speak of. The awareness which is original, awareness which is reflected. Now, when the mind becomes tranquil, silent, okay, the reflected awareness and original awareness are one and the same. The reflection is same as the original. There is no distortion. Understand? So when you say become aware of your leg, the leg is object. Objective awareness is there. Objective consciousness is there. So what I am trying to do is progressively from objective consciousness I have to bring it into subjective consciousness. When it brings to subjective consciousness finally, the inner aware, the reflective awareness and original awareness become one and the same. Okay. So that is the state of pure state of mind. In pure state of mind, mind is not separate from consciousness. Mind merges with the source. Because nothing is separate from consciousness. The pure mind is nothing but consciousness. To bring back from object consciousness to subject consciousness, that this technique is adopted. Okay.
That means mind is going like when I'm not good in meditation, I try to do. I like it when I do it. So whenever I'm meditation, it's like today you are giving us. So I'm focusing there. If I do it myself at home, my mind will go India, to my son, to here and there, to my work. All things will be there, and I can sit on 1 hour. But the point here, I think, is if you are saying this object, that means go away from those thoughts and think about this object.
See, what I am trying to do, our mind is running away, India, America,
Yeah.
the movie,
Yeah.
the song, the dance, right? I know that. So what I'm trying to do is the gently guiding the mind back from all those places. Come back, come back. I don't say come back. Then again say come back from India. That means you have to again start thinking of India. So come back from India from your mom means you start thinking of your grandfather. So I don't say grandfather or mom or India. I'll say come back to the body.
Yeah.
Right? The idea is to bring back your mind without telling what not to do. Okay. So gently bring back to this thing. Gradually take inwards. That's what I do. Then what you say is when you sit and meditate, your mind goes somewhere. Okay. So the meditation can learn in 3 stages. The first stage is what we call guided meditation. Somebody guides you so that I keep on talking, so that your mind again and again comes back. That's called guided meditation. Right? So guided meditation is possible when I am there. When I am not there, you can use a tape recorder or something for guided meditation till you become like when you learn cycling. Now somebody has to hold you sometime. Okay, that's called guided meditation. Then gradually nobody has to hold you. You can cycle yourself. Then you don't need an instrument. Then you can do yourself. From guided meditation to individual meditation. Then other part of the meditation is required. The meditation has 2 dimensions. The first dimension of meditation is jnana. Jnana. Right? The teaching. The teaching is required to clarify and remove all the confusion. And dhyana, meditation. Jnana and dhyana are like 2 wings of the bird. So there is a jnana is required and dhyana is to be done. Jnana is required, dhyana is to be done. Like that it proceeds. There's a progressive cleaning happens. You understand? Like something like this. You want to learn cooking. Who taught you cooking?
Mother.
Mother. The first time you did cooking, you put salt more. So mummy said, "Thoda kam lagao bete." So next time you put half. It didn't work out. Okay, mother says, no, it requires more. That correction is required. The correction is jnana and dhyana. The correction comes from the master's teaching. Dhyana comes from your individual effort. Guided meditation, jnana and dhyana, they go together until a point of time you get a mastery over this process.
So I need a regular teacher. And
That's it.
or how about the chant and do, like in a mind only chanting God's name and then
Now you can experiment all those things. Okay. Each teacher, each guru has his own way of teaching. Okay. Each master teaches in different ways. My way of teaching is jnana and dhyana. Jnana and dhyana. Progressively, the correction has to happen. There are different masters that teach in different ways.
Can you do meditation? Can you do meditation while doing pranayama and chanting and all, just focusing on that those aspects?
Can you do meditation while doing pranayama on chanting? It's actually not called meditation. It's called mindfulness. There is something called mindfulness, which is not meditation. Okay, mindfulness is becoming aware of whatever activity you are doing, whether it's pranayama, work, or puja. Being fully aware of the mind. It's called mindfulness. Mindfulness is not meditation, but it is a practice which will help you in meditation. Meditation is becoming thoughtless, actionless, not doing anything. Do you understand the difference?
Yeah, while we are sleeping, we are not doing anything. Can you call it just meditation?
Okay, so you have to understand the difference between sleeping and meditation. Okay, sleeping is unconscious meditation. Meditation is conscious sleep. Do you understand the difference?
Yeah.
Sleep is unconscious meditation. Meditation is conscious sleep. What is the difference between sleep and meditation?
Meditation is conscious sleep.
By conscious sleep, what happens? No. In conscious sleep, there's a deeper learning takes place. To have a learning at the deeper level, consciousness means awareness is required. In the absence of unawareness, which happens in deep sleep, the learning doesn't happen. Okay. The learning happens because of awareness during meditation. Now, if that learning doesn't happen, it's called sleep. To give an example, there was one sadhu. Sadhu means sadhu is not saint. As somebody who's practicing. There's a difference between sadhu, saint, gnani, mahatma. There are so many grades of it. People will mix up them, all of them, and confuse. Sadhu is somebody who is practicing, and he sits for meditation, right, near a riverbed. Then he tells his chela, Shishya, get me one glass of water. The Shishya goes for water. In the meanwhile, Sadhu goes into meditation, dhyana. That meditation itself, there are two types of meditation: Chetana Samadhi and Jada Samadhi. Chetana Samadhi is conscious absorption. Jada Samadhi is unconscious. It's like sleep. So this man enters into Jada Samadhi. Okay. Then suddenly there's a flood in the river. This man is carried away and buried somewhere. in the river. He doesn't know because he's unconscious samadhi. After a couple of days, some people dig the riverbed and this man is there and sitting in meditation like this. They warm his hand and he wakes up. Where is my water? What he has learned in the samadhi period? Nothing. In the samadhi period, what he has learned is he only remembered last water. No God, nothing has happened in that samadhi. Okay. There is a different. Okay, that is called Jada Samadhi. Sleep is Jada Samadhi. No learning has happened. One who goes into sleep comes back as the same idiot who has gone into sleep. But one goes into Chetana Samadhi, Samadhi with awareness, he becomes enlightened and comes out. To give the counterpart of the story, the six saints are there, Nanak and who is another one?
Kabir.
No, Sikh. Go, Nanak. No, one more is there, right? Okay. No. Satnam, Iknam, Omkar. Who said Nanak? I think it's Nanak. This Samadhi, the Jada Samadhi I told, no? I'll tell you, I think it's Nanak. Nanak and Mardana. Okay, there are two pairs. Mardana is a bhajan player. Nanak is very devotional. Mardana is his shishya. They sing bhajans in very devotional bhajan. One day, Nanak goes to a river and he takes dip. While taking the dip, he enters into samadhi. And there's a flood in the river. He is carried away. So the Shishya, the Mardana, he goes and runs and tells the villagers that Nanak is lost in the river, please help. They come and search. That it takes them 3 days to find out Nanak is stuck in one place. So they will lift him and come up. They give him warmth. He opens up his eyes. The first word he says, Satnam Ik Omkar. Only true name is Omkar. Okay, he has come out wise man, the greatest enlightened being in just 3 days. That's samadhi. But if you sleep for 3 days, nothing will happen. Your husband will shout and children will shout. Cooking has not happened. No wisdom will come. Sleep is Jada Samadhi, unconscious meditation. Meditation is Chetana Nidra, waking, sleep, or sleep is awareness, is called meditation. Please understand, meditation itself is not the end. In that meditation process, some deeper inner learning happens. That learning is called Prajna, the wisdom. The great wisdom awakens in you. That is called enlightenment. People think that meditation is the end. Meditation is the process which opens up the deep inner wisdom, enlightened wisdom. Did you get the answer for the question?
Sure.
Anybody else? I hope we had a good Janmashtami celebration. Okay. We'll close for the day. Narayana, 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 Hari Narayana, Hari Narayana, Swami Narayana, Swami Narayana, Satya Narayana, 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 ನಾರಾಯಣ ಹರಿನಾರಾಯಣ ಹರಿನಾರಾಯಣ ಸ್ವಾಮಿನಾರಾಯಣ ಸ್ವಾಮಿನಾರಾಯಣ ಸತ್ಯನಾರಾಯಣ ನಾರಾಯಣ 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 ಹರಿನಾರಾಯಣ ಹರಿನಾರಾಯಣ ಸ್ವಾಮಿನಾರಾಯಣ ಸ್ವಾಮಿನಾರಾಯಣ ಸತ್ಯನಾರಾಯಣ ನಾರಾಯಣ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಹರಿನಾರಾಯಣ ಹರಿನಾರಾಯಣ ಸ್ವಾಮಿನಾರಾಯಣ ಸ್ವಾಮಿನಾರಾಯಣ ಸತ್ಯನಾರಾಯಣ ನಾರಾಯಣ ನಾರಾಯಣ ನಾರಾಯಣ
Hey, Ruby, come here.
ಅದನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ?
Stop.
ಸೇವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತದು?
Yeah.